Resting your knee when you're experiencing knee pain sounds right at first, but it can actually make it worse. Why rest is often the wrong approach. I'll show you in this video a small knee routine so you can ease the pain or maybe even get rid of it completely. You can imagine that the pain you're feeling is actually a result of the way your body is moving. If almost too much tension has built up in your muscles, then resting can lead to this tension increasing even more, making it worse than before. Why can that be the case? Well, if you rest the body in a position where that specific muscle is actually held in a shortened state, then it just ends up reinforcing and increasing the shortening even further. That means the same pain, which was previously triggered as an alarm pain, gets triggered again. And the only natural way to resolve this situation is to bring the tension back down to a normal level in that overly tense muscle and in the fascia that is also overly tense. So we'll begin by focusing on reducing the tension in the calf muscles because they are the ones pulling the thigh downward with far too much force from below, you see, and that's the issue. Please step towards a wall like before, place your hands on the wall and try to step back with your left leg. Fully extending it out and gently placing the heel down on the floor. And if you now place it down and you already feel a clear stretch here, then that was precisely the correct thing. If you are not feeling the stretch yet, you have to go further back. If it is too strong so that you can't even put your heel down, then you have to go a bit further forward. Once you're properly positioned like this, you begin to bend the knee that's in front, and that is exactly how you can effectively increase the stretch. So now, how far do you actually increase the stretch? You increase it to the point where you can still just tolerate it well in this specific area. And then we first stretch into it. The fascia needs at least half a minute, about 30 seconds, before it starts to release. That's why you're stretching now, tuning into the sensation, and you'll begin to notice a certain intensity. And if you stay in that same position, then it will lessen, so then you have to add a little bit again, go in a little deeper, until you're back at that point where you can just barely tolerate it. That's a crucial level of intensity you really need to get yourself gradually accustomed to, because that's what allows you to truly determine just how effective the exercise ultimately becomes. Whether what you're doing is really making a big difference. So always look for the point that you can still just about tolerate. And now strengthening is added to stretching because the muscles not only need to be flexible, they also need to be strong. And for that, you press the ball of your foot as firmly as you possibly can against your calf without lifting your heel. And you can prevent the heel from lifting off the ground by making sure your knee remains actively extended. Now just relax once more and go further into the right knee, which allows you to intensify and deepen the stretch. Now just hold that position steady and really press the ball of your foot down as firmly as you can, making sure your heel stays completely flat on the ground. Now you release the tension once more and bend your right knee just a little bit further down. Then press down again with your left forefoot as firmly as you can possibly manage to do it right now. Release the tension and sink a little deeper into your right knee. Then you come out of it, placing your left leg stretched out in front of you, and you lift your foot up as high as possible, really contracting those muscles hard. This active stretch is super important for your knee and also for your ankle joint because the muscles that are doing the pulling and the ones being stretched are communicating with each other and they're working together to perfectly align. Then you lower your foot and switch over to the other side. Now move back and stand directly in front of the wall. And extend your right leg back so far that you just start to feel the stretch in the straightened leg. Once you've established that position, then you slowly and progressively bend your left leg further, gradually increasing the stretch sensation that you feel just below the back of your knee in that area. And the back foot has to point precisely at the wall. It needs to be at a 90-degree angle to the wall. And again, find that point where the intensity still feels just barely tolerable. And then we need the time factor. It simply takes a while for the muscles, for the fascia to be able to release until they become accustomed to being stretched. Increase it whenever it eases off a bit. And now push with the ball of your foot into the floor. Add strength into the stretch. Push against it, Push firmly into the floor. You can do this as hard as you can. Let go and go deeper into the stretch. If needed, turn your left foot out a bit more if bending the knee isn't enough. And once more, press down firmly into the floor. Push hard and engage with the ground, applying steady pressure. And release and let it go. Go further in one more time again. And then step out. Place your right leg out in front of you and lift your foot once more with the knee kept fully straight. Apply a really substantial, powerful amount of force so that all of the muscles involved can communicate effectively and properly with one another. Even more strength, even more, and then relax again. And then comes the second exercise. Now please get down into the hands and knees position, head facing this way. Okay, now we're in the position that should ultimately be reached through consistent and regular daily practice and training efforts. Spread your knees apart a bit more so you're standing stable. Very good, like that. And now I want you to move your butt back until you feel a distinct pull in your muscles. At that point, I need you to focus and pay close attention. How much should it pull? How much? How intense? Enough that you can just barely tolerate it. For example, it would be for Ina right here in this spot. Then you stay exactly in that position. Also place your hands just to the side, next to your body, so that you can hold yourself well in that precise spot and gravity doesn't pull you further in or you end up not stretching enough. So that it fits just perfectly. Set that intensity for yourself. It might pull in the knee, it might pull in the thighs, the specific area doesn't matter. You go by the pulling sensation you feel the most. And then you might notice after a few seconds that you can go a little further. Then you just hold there again, always making sure it's just bearable for you, that it's still a comfortable pain. We have to wait again until everything loosens up nicely. These 2 minutes, give or take, that we always practice have proven themselves over the past 35 plus years to be the best time frame, where you get the maximum effect for the minimal time. And now we're bringing strength training back in. That means you're aiming to extend your legs. How can you extend them? By staying exactly in this position. Your body must remain completely still. And you push with both feet as firmly as possible against the floor. Push back really firmly. Even firmer, even firmer. Relax. And maybe go a little bit further back, because usually after counter-tensing it moves back a bit. And again, press down against the floor with both legs. The more firmly you do it, the better the effect. So the stronger your muscles become, the more you'll be able to deepen that stretch immediately afterwards, you see, which is great. And now for the third time, press firmly into the floor. Push really hard into the ground with all your strength. Push, 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 and then release completely and sink even deeper into the stretch. And now you hold it right there and slowly begin to move your hands forward. Try to join in, move your hands forward, further, 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 further. Stop, hold it there, and now let your torso hang down. Your pelvis is hanging down now, and now try to bring your heels as close as you possibly can to your buttocks. Arms stay extended. Try to bring your heels toward your buttocks. Very good. You're trying to get there. Keep trying, keep trying. Yes, try. You can definitely do this at home right away, no problem. This is active stretching. Now the body is learning again how the muscles need to properly adjust all around the knee. And now come back once more. And that concluded the sequence of exercises, and that was merely the beginning.